Baby, I'm a gangster too. It takes two to tango. You don't wanna mess with me, mess with me. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a gangster too.
So the 20th rolls around, and I don't get the call. It's supposed to be a phone call. I don't get the call. And I'm like, okay, I'm busy anyway. I didn't get the call. Like, she's supposed to call me. That's how it works. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go in there. I'll go in there the next day. So that's what I do. I go in there the next day. So I go in there the 21st. So this is maybe 10 days after that call with the guy. 10 days, anywhere between 10 days to 2 weeks after the call. I'm coming in there just to make my classes. That's all I care about, my classes. I don't care about nothing else. I just want to get my classes and get out of there. I need one more class. They could pick the class at that point. You know what I mean? They could pick it. Pick the class for me. As long as it's part of my program and it's 3 credits, I'll get up out of there. That was my only concern. So I go up to the front desk. They have different sections in there. This section is called the Student Success Center. I go up to the front desk, and it's a white guy up there. Once again, I'm not even thinking about the shit. Now, I got a Trump hat on. Now, part of the problem, too, is I got a Trump hat. Because it's like, man, fuck these people. Like, shit, I don't like Trump personally, but if you don't like him here in this area, then fuck him. I want him to win. Shit, I don't give a fuck. I want him to win. So I'm wearing a Trump hat coming in there. That's part of the problem. So the guy at the desk, I get to tell him what's going on. I'm trying to get my classes. It's a young guy, young white guy. He's got the things in his ears. You know how the inserts. Like you insert them big ass fucking circles and make the bottom of the earlobes all fucking the big old hole in their shit. He's one of those. So I'm like, yeah, I want to make my appointment. I say, explain what's going on or whatever. And he starts to get attitude. So now I'm figuring it's the same guy. Because they remember me a lot. That's the thing. I think they say I sound like Eddie Murphy. That's what they say. Most of the white people. But when they do say something, they say, like, you sound like somebody. It ends up being Eddie Murphy usually. So that's how they remember me. So I don't remember them because it's, it's all the same up here. I don't get. I can't tell them none apart. Not just the white people, the Hispanics, the Asians. They're all just like a collage of racism, systemic racism to whites and to poor whites and black people. But yeah, so he's getting an attitude, and it's a woman up there. She can sense it. She's an older woman. He's a young guy. The older woman is like, we could go to the computer and make pick your class. I'm like, let's go, giddy up. That's all I want is my class. I don't care about nothing else right now, my class. We go to the computer, try to do the class. It takes about 15, 20 minutes, and it's not working because the computer system's not working. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to go back to the front desk and see why she didn't call me, the counselor in the first place, why she didn't call me, and then set up another appointment. So we go to the front desk, and now the guy, he's trying to take over again. Earlobes. They fucking call it earlobes. He's trying to take over again. I'm like, nah. So he's up there doing his routine, and I'm like, I asked the lady to step in, and she just throws her hands up. She's like, what can I say? What can I say? It's an older guy behind them, middle age. He's got a desk kind of like behind the front desk, but it's a standing desk. So I'm like, hey, are you do you work, are you like staff? Or are you another student worker? I'm assuming he's staff because he's older. He's like, yeah, I'm staff. I'm like, can you step in here? Because Earlobe, his excuse was the same stupid excuse of why he was making things difficult. Oh, I'm just a student. I'm just a student worker. Now, there's no reason for me to be like, he made this threat to me before because I'm just trying to get my appointment made. I'm like, I can tell the way it's going. It's already, they're watching him do this. So I'm like, can you step in here? I asked the older guy. And he's just like, basically like, no, he's got to learn type of deal. I'm like, man, come on, dude. But he does come closer. The older guy does come closer. He comes closer. So I'm really talking to him, not Earlobe. And then another older white guy walks out. And I'm like, hey, are you a worker or a student? He's like, I'm a worker. And then Earlobe jumps in like, he has a meeting. No, he can't talk to you. I'm like, man, come on, dude. So Earlobe's trying to talk to me, but I'm talking to the older guy who has a desk at the same area just behind Earlobe. I guess he's supervising Earlobe or training him maybe. And I'm like, can you just get the counselor? How about that? What's up with the counselor? Earlobe's still talking, but we're all in the front. We're all in the front. So Earlobe gets on the phone. Earlobe's talking to me. I'm talking to him. I'm like trying to get the other guy to step in. He won't. And I'm like, dude, I'm done with this scrub. I'm done with this scrub, this nonsense. Where's the counselor? You know what I mean? I'm done with this. What's up? Where's the counselor? So Earlobe picks up the phone, and he says, I have an unruly student up here, and he threatened me. Now, he doesn't tell the guy supervising him that. He picks up the phone. He doesn't tell it like he did it behind his back, in a manner of speaking. And then when it comes to the description of me, he goes, he's wearing a Trump hat. Now, I find that hilarious because this is the first time in my life that they've ever, because they do this shit all the time, but the description's always in black guy. This is the first time I got described as anything but fucking black guy. That's the only description he said. He said, the unruly student, he said, he's wearing a Trump hat. And then, you know what I'm saying, that was it. So I guess they knew the guy with the Trump hat. So I'm telling, I called the older guy behind him. I'm like, man, did you hear that? He said, I threatened him. You didn't hear me threaten him. And older guy's eyes, his biggest saucers. He's like, no, I didn't hear you threaten him. I didn't hear that. And then the woman, I'm like, did you hear me threaten him? And she's just not saying nothing. She's doing the same thing, just throwing her hands up. So I'm like, was that ever? So then the counselor, she finally comes out. She comes out while apparently we're waiting for security. The counselor comes out. And she's like, she called or something. First she said she didn't know why she didn't call. And then she was like, yeah, I called, I left a voicemail. She didn't. But I'm like, whatever, okay, fine. Can we make an appointment so I could get in my class? And can you expedite it? She's like, okay, fine, I'm going to go make the appointment. Now, this is why we're waiting for public safety to come. So she goes to go make the appointment, and then the older white guy, he's getting ready to walk off. I'm like, man, don't leave me up here with him. Please don't leave me up here with this guy. And then I explained to him, I'm like, now you see, I asked you to step in numerous times. And he was like, that's on him. He has to learn how to do it. I'm like, I knew it was going to end like this. So when public safety gets down there, I'm trying to get him to talk to the older white guy. Now, the older white guy, he already said he didn't hear me threaten him. So when public safety come down there, I try to get him to talk to the elder statesman, the older white guy. And they do. They go to him at first. They approach him. This is what the elder statesman says. He calls Earlobe by his name. And he's like, he called you, such and such called you, such and such needs to tell you what's going on. So at that point, I just figured the elder statesman was just okay with this and was training them how to do this type of shit. So Earlobe goes, he threatened me. And then public safety is coming to me telling me I got to go. I'm like, well, hold on. I'm saying, what did I say? Like, well, tell her, what did I exactly say? And then Earlobe goes, he said he was going to take me out back and whip my ass. Like he does quotation marks with his hands. I'm like, what is this, a 1990s sitcom or some shit? But that's like, he's obviously lying. I'm like, that sounds like some shit he'd think a black person would say. He's obviously lying. And public safety said, like, whatever. They're like, I got to go. So they're escorting me out the building. Now, public safety they're the epitome of this problem. The ideology here in this area, they want the men to be whiny as fuck. Whiny, lack of discipline, like fucking Earlobe. Entitled, but lack of discipline to do anything. Like Earlobe probably is like, girls don't like me because I'm different. With these, these earlobes. That's why they don't like me, because I'm different. He's not in any type of fucking shape himself. And then he knows nobody he can fuck with but me. He can't fuck with anybody gay. He can't fuck with anybody Hispanic or Asian. He can't fuck with them. Same with public safety. They're like super slovenly built. But they're not old. But they're super over the fucking top. So I'm like, I'm roasting them. Now they're walking me out when they shouldn't have been. And they're saying they're a little snickering, but I tune them out. They're so bland. I'm roasting them, but I'm doing it in a productive way. I'm like, you need to drink some fucking water. Because they do. You need to drink more fucking water. Stop drinking fucking soda and Pepsi and shit. It's making you fucking all that sugar. I'm saying shit like that. They're walking me out. I'm going to my bicycle. I'm like, get your ass on a bike like me. Get on a bicycle. I help your footwork, all of that shit. I'm roasting them, but telling them what to do to stop fucking being like that. I'm saying you lack discipline. You have no discipline. And that's why when there's no discipline and do whatever you want to feel good, someone like me at the bottom is going to lose in that situation. They have to do shit out of fucking discipline here. Because they have nobody sitting over their shoulder making them do what they need to do. So this progressive liberal bullshit, They call themselves that. I'm not certainly not seeking it out. This ideology, we never win another war. If this was the fucking overriding ideology, we never win another war as a country. So now I leave and my appointment's not even made.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama